everyone, especially to you, ma'am. I'm going to discuss about the jail and prison organization in the Philippines, and the second is classification of jail prisoners, and the last is type of jails. So the jail and prison organization in the Philippines is the belong of Department of Justice and Bureau of Correction in Philippines, and also agency has its headquarters in the New Bilibid Prison Reservation in Muntinlupa. Actually, the prison organization in the informal organization it includes covered norms, beliefs, and attitudes that may create expectations and practices at variance with official procedures. And the purpose of jails and prisons to safely and securely hold a variety of criminal offenders. Usually, the jail and prison system is called a correctional system and also known as a penal system. And the second is classification of jail prisoner. They will have a six classification of prisoner. First is general classification of personnel. Second is classification sentence of prisoner. And the third is classification of prisoner according to degree security. And the fourth is inmate security classification. And the fifth is classification of detainees. And the last is requirements for commitment. So the general classification of prisoner, they will have three. First is detention prisoner. The detention prisoner, those detained for investigation, preliminary hearing, or awaiting trial, are detained in a locked-up jail. There are prisoners under the jurisdiction of courts. And the second is sentence prisoner. Offenders who are committed to the jail or prison in order to serve the sentence after final conviction by a competent court. They are prisoners under the jurisdiction of penal institution. And the last is prisoners who are on safekeeping. It includes non-criminal offenders who are detained in order to protect the community against the harmful behavior. And classification of sentence prisoner. They will have a four sentence prisoner. First is insular or national prisoner. It means those sentenced to suffer a term of sentence 3 years, 1 day to life imprisonment. And the second is provincial prisoner. It means those persons sentenced to suffer a term of imprisonment from 6 months and 1 day to 3 years, or a fine not more 1,000 pesos or both, or those detained therein awaiting preliminary investigation in their cases cognizable by the RTC. And the third is city prisoner. City prisoner, those sentenced to suffer of imprisonment from 1 day to 3 years, or those detained therein where cases are filed with the MTC. And the fourth is municipal prisoner. It means those confined in municipal jails to serve term imprisonment from 1 day to 6 months. Those detained therein where trials or that case are pending with the MTC. Classification of prisoner according to security. They have four. First is super maximum security prisoner. A special group of prisoners composed of incorrigible, intractable, and highly dangerous person, and they were orange color of uniform. And the second is maximum security prisoner. The group of prisoners who escape could be dangerous to the public or to the security of the state. And there were orange color uniform again. And the third is medium security prisoner. The medium security prisoner, it means those who cannot be trusted in open conditions and pose little danger that maximum security prisoner in case they escape. And occupy the maximum security from Camp Sampaguita. They will wear blue color of uniform. And if it includes person with minimum sentence is less than 20 years and life sentence prisoner who serve at least 10 years inside a maximum security prison. And the fourth is minimum security prisoner. The minimum security prisoner, a group of prisoners who can be reasonably trusted to serve sentence under open conditions, and they occupy the minimum security prison to Camp Bukag Liwayway, and they will wear brown color of uniform. The classification of detainees. The three types of detainees are those. First is undergoing investigation, second is awaiting or undergoing trial, and the last is awaiting trial, awaiting final judgment. The inmate security classification. The following are the classification of inmates according to security risks. They have three. First is high-risk inmates, second is high-profile inmates, and the third is ordinary inmates. The requirements for commitment, they will have four. First is commitment order, and the second is complaint and information, and the third is medical certificate, and the fourth is police booking sheet. The types of jail. They will have three types of jail. First is lock-up jail. Lock-up jail, it means a facility common to police institutions used for temporary confinement of an individual held for investigation. And the second is ordinary jail. It means that the type of jail commonly used to detain a convicted criminal offender to serve sentence less than 3 years. And the last is workhouse jail, forms or camp. It means a facility that houses minimum custody offenders who are serving short sentence or those who are undergoing contractive work program.